I think between the cases, the letting George Santos off the hook, all of the people are paying attention to all of that. But I think the reality is if the Justice Department is a tool of his weaponization, it has become it.
Right. Yeah.
Anybody who is a prosecutor, unfortunately, if you work for this Justice Department, if you work for this president, if you are still within the administration and you are unwilling to carry out the crazy, again, let's not gloss over Carol Lennox reporting from yesterday.
Right.
The fact that John Bolton the indictments were brought against John Bolton because the other indictments that Donald Trump wanted, they didn't think that they could, the prosecutors didn't think that they could meet the bar. So they were like, let's give them this instead of that. Where is the justice? So I do think people have to start asking themselves the questions, because John Bolton won't be the last. He won't be the last prosecutors fired from the Department of Justice for not carrying out the will of this president. We have to start asking, why were people fired and why are people being prosecuted? And if the reason is because if they were fired because they wouldn't do what the president said, and or they're being prosecuted because the president asked for a prosecution, where is the line? We have absolutely crossed it. And if that is the case, then quibbling about the details of the indictments, in my opinion, again, we've lost the plot. That's just me, Ezra. I don't know.
Look, we have to draw the line. It's not going to come from the current Republican Party or this regime suddenly waking up someday and say, you know what, we're not going to break the law. We're not going to engage in unconstitutional behavior. That's not going to happen. What we need is for leaders and institutions to understand that this authoritarian breakthrough moment is temporary. We are going to have the House of Representatives, maybe the Senate, in 13 months. We are going to have subpoena power and hearing power. We're going to drag people to testify. We are going to investigate. We need to make that clear now, not 13 months from now, but now, so that people who receive illegal orders, who receive orders to do things that are unconstitutional, have part of their calculus be, well, I don't want to testify in front of Congress about this, so instead I'm going to resign or I'm going to push back. But that's a message we need to bring now, perhaps in the largest peaceful protest in modern American history tomorrow.
Let's talk about that protest, Ezra, because you've already seen Governors Abbott, Governor Youngkin saying they're going to deploy the National Guard. You have administration spokespeople very casually using the term terrorist or trying to link your organization to avowed terrorist groups. It all seems like a predicate that they are setting, part of their crackdown on protests. And I am most curious how organizations like yours are preparing for a crackdown that is already underway.
Here's what I would say. The single worst thing we could do when somebody threatens our First Amendment rights to peacefully organize and protest is to back off. If you are unwilling to exercise your First Amendment rights when they're under attack, you don't have them. So we start there. Second, we have to respond a little bit with, this is freaking ridiculous. The Austin organizers of No Kings got the message from the governor, and what did they say? They said, I hope the National Guard in Texas enjoy our dancing and music, because that's what we're going to see. We can't just let them take our power or our joy. These are joyful demonstrations of people power, and we've got to maintain that commitment that we set out from the beginning, regardless of how they try to smear us. And then beyond that, yeah, we do safety trainings. We have security plans. Every single one of the 2,600 events on the map right now has a safety lead and a safety plan. So we're taking it seriously, but also we're not backing down.
You know, George, on the backing down piece, is what I love about this moment is citizens, moms, dads, grandmas, cousins, family members, workers coming together in neighborhoods, as Simone noted, in small towns, big cities. Red, white, and blue, baby.
Absolutely.
Right? Red, white, and blue. This isn't Republican versus Democrat. This is Americans standing up to autocracy, standing up to someone who wants to be a king, very much as colonists did. 249 years ago.
It's giving Hamilton, rise up.
There we go.
It's giving Hamilton.
Can we say it?
When are these colonies going to rise? I mean, for the people that haven't seen it, I will just say it does feel like that moment in the play.
It does.
Where the people are like, we refuse to live under this tyranny, so we're going to make our voices heard.
And the important part of that and the backdrop of that is what we see playing out. So you've got now John Bolton, who pleads not guilty in the latest political prosecution. You got Letitia James. You've got Mr. Comey. You even have the president on tape in the Oval Office. Oh, Andrew Weissman, yeah, we need to go at him because I don't like him either, basically is what the man's saying. Y'all know y'all dealing with a petty president, right? Y'all figured that out yet? This is schoolyard crap. This is stuff where the principal and the teachers on the schoolyard would separate the kids and tell the bully, let me call your parents. But that's a whole nother conversation. I don't understand what folks out there who are in whether you're in the Republican Party or whatever, who just sit silently watching the TikTok of names on Donald Trump's persecution list come out. The man's telling us who he's going after. What do you say to that? How do you push back on that? What you just sitting here as an individual waiting for the hammer to come, or what?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're too worried to come out, wait till what happens if you don't come out. And this is just, it is such a crucial moment. We have reached, I mean, this has been building obviously all year, all the different things that the Trump administration has done, and it's accelerating now. There is no question now. When people were kind of frowning about the use of the word authoritarian and fascist to describe Trump at the beginning of the year, but we've seen nothing but that ever since.
Right.
The prosecution of political enemies, soldiers on the streets, everything that you read about in the attempt to divide, demonize the enemy, calling them terrorists, calling people who are just marching in the streets terrorist supporters, and Antifa and Hamas and all that stuff. And you see, it is really, really insane. And what they're trying to do with all these lies, I mean, these are all these people. I mean, that's one of the problems that leads to authoritarianism, is that you have a bunch of people who are lying liars who lie, and they continue to lie. They're lying about the protests. They're saying, oh, these are going to be violent. These are going to be. They're trying to do two things. One is they're trying to delegitimize something that they know is going to be bad for them, and the second thing is they're trying to deter people from showing up. But they've absolutely had the opposite effect, and it's sort of like the way Trump is with selling books for the people who write about him. He trashes the book, and the book ends up on the top of those charts. And that's what's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, a big day we are all going to be watching. I got to tell you, George Conway, I'm worried about being replaced by AI. I did not have being replaced by a dog on my bingo card for this Friday.